Donald Trump doubling down this morning on the comments he made last night, these inflammatory comments on how to handle the Syrian refugee crisis in the wake of recent global terror attacks. Listen.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
So he, in essence, is blaming our country's representatives. So we thought, get one of them in front of the cameras here. We're very happy to be joined by Congressman Barry Loudermilk, a Republican from Georgia, who actually, not only do you sit on the Homeland Security Committee, but perhaps more pressing for our news viewers here, you're a co-sponsor of what's going on with the visa waiver program. Do you think this will pass? Because we're expecting to see it within the next hour or two.
Well, I think it'll pass. We've had bipartisan support for the bill. If we can get to it, right now it's kind of a circus on the floor with every 30 minutes a member of the Democrat caucus calling for a motion to adjourn, and so we're having to stop what we're doing to deal with that. But we're going to get there before the night is over with, and this is something, it's just one of 32 recommendations that a counterterrorism task force that I served on made back in September. And it's not a fix-all, but it is definitely a step that we must take.
Well, there is no fix-all, but steps are important. Donald Trump has come out with what he believes might be a fix-everything situation by banning Muslims. First, your opinion on what he has said about not allowing any Muslims to come into this country.
Look, I think I understand what his sentiment was, is that most of the terrorist attacks in this nation in the past several years have been by radicalized Islamic extremists. But we have a freedom here, a freedom of religion. We have a constitution that every person who takes an elected office here in this nation, and every member of Congress and the president swears to one thing, that will uphold the Constitution. I think his remarks were irresponsible, but we kind of live in an era right now where you can say anything and get away with it. We have an administration right now that says ISIS isn't contained, and so therefore we're supposed to believe they're contained, even though that they're expanding. He says they're the JV team. No, they're not the JV team. They're a well-organized military force. They're a nation state for all intents and purposes. They have a government. They have an economy. And when you look at the terrorist attack in Paris, that was a well-orchestrated military operation where they were able to maintain operational security. So we have to get beyond these irresponsible statements and actually start taking action.
Well, here's a statement. Representative David Jolly, a Republican from Florida, is actually calling on Trump to drop out of the race. Would you go that far? What does his presence mean for your party right now when he is saying things that seem to be antithetical to A, the U.S. Constitution, and B, what America tends to stand for?
I think it's hurtful for the party. I think it's hurtful for the brand. And look, we're about the Constitution. We're about freedom and liberty for all. But we do have a responsibility to protect and defend the people of this nation.
Should he drop out on this, Representative?
I think he needs to come out and explain what he exactly means.
Oh,
and if,
he's explained,
if he
sir.
doesn't,
he's been on every single network, including Fox News, and he has explained, and he was on MSNBC for 32 minutes. He's not backing down. There's his explanation.
Is it for me to call for him to back out? No, I don't think so, but I think it's time for the American people to wise up to what's going on in this nation. And so, hey, he has every right to continue to run. I think if he's going to drop out of the race, that's a decision he has to make, but I think the American people need to pay attention, not just how he's saying things, but what he is saying.
Working hard in Congress, you are, to try and make sure that this country stays safe, and we do appreciate it. Congressman Barry Loudermilk, and let us know what happens. In fact, we've got our cameras trained on the floor of the House to see if that visa waiver tightening program will come through. So thank you very much.